Hey guys, what is going on? Chris here, doing a recap of last night and look ahead to today's games here for Tuesday the 21st. As normal, hope all you guys had a very good night last night. For the most part, the cash lines in tournaments were pretty high, around a 308 and higher. So, you had to have a relatively pretty good lineups last night. So, anyway, with that being said, like I said, do a recap and look ahead to today's slate. Alrighty, this is one of our premium lineups last night at 309.6. Westbrook did not, man, he did nothing. 34 points. They were down. Just a terrible night from Westbrook here. So, a lot of people had him around 65, 70 in this one. I guess with Durant not being there, it wasn't big as a game as most people thought it would be. But Westbrook totally did terrible. So if you avoided him, you probably did pretty good. Next was Peyton here. He scared me. He had three fouls in the first half. We had like 3 fantasy points in that first half, and I thought it was Peyton was done. Came back strong, got a double-double. Overtime definitely helped out a little bit as well, 35-6 for him, so definitely came back strong. Next was Klay Thompson, really good spot here against OKC. He went off, man, 34 points for Klay Thompson, real points for him. Finished with 47-2, so really strong right there. Next was Gary Harris. I liked him as well. I really like these two here. 39-4 from him. Barely lost to Houston by 1 point last night, so really good showing from him. Next was Mr. Covington. In my other lineup, I had Hayward and then Covington in this one, obviously. So both of them did very well. But Covington, 49.6, 24 real points. Had a double-double in this one. As I said, that overtime helps as well. So really good night there from Covington. All right, next was Prince. I needed to punt the position, didn't have much money. And he was very, very well owned. Had him all over the models. Everybody was talking about him. So, he was playing some big minutes, but, tonight was not the night. Last night was not the night. Charlotte definitely killed them. Only had 16 points. So, definitely not what we were looking for. Next was Holmes, another guy that was over 50% owned, but for good reasons. No Okafor, so Holmes had to start. 49.8 for him. Next was Ilyasova. Paul Millsap was out, so another kind of a cash play, cheap option. Was going to get the start. Probably got you around 24, 25. If they didn't get blown out, but unfortunately, not too good there. And then Mason Plumlee, he was doing pretty good, had about 17 points there going into the third quarter. And as you see, he didn't do anything there. I think he sat most of the fourth quarter, don't know why. I looked, he wasn't in foul trouble, no injury, so I don't know why he sat. Fareed being back, I guess that messes some stuff up there. So, yeah. So, overall, pretty good night. Like I said, Plumlee hurt me a little bit there. Westbrook obviously hurt a lot of people. Besides that, overall, pretty good. Good night. It was a stars and scrubs kind of night. So, that was how last night was. So, that was normal. Hopefully, you guys had a good night. Looking ahead to this 8-game slate here for Tuesday. Some pretty good games out there. So, without further ado, let's get into it here for you guys. All right, we're going Chicago and Toronto. A 201 total in Toronto by 7. I do think it will be a little bit closer than a 7 spread. I know Chicago's been struggling a little bit, but, they're fighting to get in that playoffs. Not much time left. So, all right, starting it off here, we got let's see here. We got Rondo. You got Corey Joseph there. Maybe go Rondo. I'm not too high on Rondo here. Toronto's been, half decent. I've been allowing around 28 fantasy points a game to starters. So, for the most part, not really into Rondo or Corey Joseph here. Maybe Rondo gets you half decent, but he messed me up last time. I don't mind DeRozan, half decent spot. Denzel Valentine in a pretty good spot there. If you've been seeing what he's been doing since Wade's been out, he's stepping up. 4,600 definitely. His price is coming up. Has a pretty hard competition though. But, 25, 18, and 33 against a pretty good Utah team. So maybe put him in there. He is 4,600 though. So I don't think he has the big upside you're looking for there. Maybe 24. Jimmy Butler right away. I know he's going up against Carroll, but, not too many bigs out there tonight. So I think you're going to have to put in Jimmy Butler. And then Not too high on Ibaka. I do like Nikola Mirotic, though, 4,400. Had a bad one there last time out, like really bad. I think his ownership will come down a little bit there. Did face the Jazz, obviously not too good there against Utah. Pretty good defense there. So, Ibaka's not too bad either, but, I don't mind him here. Toronto's not as good as Utah defensively. So, yeah, he had a bad one. Only played 17 minutes. Was not a good game for all the Bulls. So, that might scare some people, but I think he can get you around 24, 25 again. I think, they're going to put him back out there. Did get the start against Utah, so maybe they start him again. If not, I don't mind him coming off the bench. And then you got Valanciunas. He's been playing some pretty good ball. He's better on DraftKings, though, because he gets that double-double bonus. On Fanduel, only gets around 24, 25, but on DraftKings, he gets around 28 to 30, so that little extra bonus helps. So maybe go Valanciunas, but I'm not too interested. As you see, that total is not too high. So for the most part, I'm really looking Jimmy Butler here. And then maybe some Nikola Mirotic. I really don't mind him. So that's probably where I'm looking. Not going to go DeRozan here. Like I said, maybe Denzel Valentine. But those are my two picks from that one. All right, moving on. We've got Phoenix and Miami. No total on this one yet. I think it's because of the Booker news. Yes, that is why. So I don't know what's going on with Booker here. I really do like Dragic. If you can get him in there, I really do like that. Going up against this old team, probably going to want to show them what's up a little bit. Does not like Phoenix at all. So I think Dragic will be a good spot. Tyler Ulis, man, this guy's been pretty hot. If Booker is out, I have to put in Ulis, even though it's not a good matchup. You can maybe fade Ulis here. But, man, he's been so hot. And, like I said, if Booker and Bledsoe are out, not too many other guys for Phoenix can really score. So, it's either going to – for Ulis, it's either he's going to go off or they're just going to fall behind 30, 40 points. And Ulis only gets you 23, 24, and then they bring in all the backups. So, maybe take a shot there. Like I said, Booker's out. His usage will be really high. Like I said, don't know what's going on with Booker yet. We have to see. Knight is already out, and Barbosa is hurt as well sick with the illness. So don't know what their starting lineup would look like. I usually don't like picking guys against Miami, but like I said with Ulis, if Booker's out, some other guys, Warren usage is going to go up as well. Expecting Derrick Jones to get the start once again. I really, really love James Johnson here, one of my favorite power forwards. Coming off the bench there, I think get you around 30 to 35 here, easy against Phoenix. As you see, last two games been stepping it up. Both of these teams are not too good against power forwards, 32 and 47.9. And Phoenix, same thing, not good. So, I expect a pretty good game here. Like I said, hopefully Booker plays and then James Johnson gets some extra minutes if this game is close. So I really do like some James Johnson here tonight. And then that center position, we have Hassan Whiteside. I don't mind Marquise Chris either if you want to go that way. But really don't mind some Hassan Whiteside here. Going to get a whole bunch of rebounds. Maybe get you around 35 points here. I don't think you need him in your lineup, but still half-decent option. But for the most part, maybe Allen Williams as well, but really don't mind Dragic. I don't know how much they're going to need Tyler Johnson coming off that bench. Maybe get you 24, 25. Ulis is a question mark to me, depending on that Booker news. Same thing with Warren, depends on the Booker news. I really like James Johnson, though, no matter what. And then maybe some Hassan Whiteside. All right, moving on. We've got Detroit and Brooklyn, a 215 total in Detroit, only by 5. So, Brooklyn, even though they're really bad, they're still fighting pretty good. So, definitely have to consider some people in this one. So, anyway, I don't think Jeremy Lin's going to play. He said he was doubtful. Has been ruled doubtful against the Pistons. So, he had that ankle injury, only played like 7 minutes, kind of hurt my lineup last time out. But looks like he's not going to play. So, I think Spencer Dinwiddie is going to get the start. He played most of the game last time out with Lynn being hurt, and he had a pretty good game. $3,500. Came in, played 30 minutes, had 31.9 against Dallas. So $3,500. I don't think he's going to get you 31 again. If you get you 21, 22, I don't mind it. I don't mind putting in Spencer Dinwiddie. he's only like I said, $3,500. Let you get some bigger guys in there. Don't like I said, don't expect that 31 from him again. Even though he's going up against Jackson, relatively easy opponent there. So, and then you got I can't really trust KCP, even though he has a really good matchup. Small forward Marcus Morris has a pretty good matchup. Tobias Harris, he has a really good matchup as well, but, man, this guy's been straight up trash here this last couple days. Don't know what's going on with him. Maybe he needs to go back to that reserve role because he's been terrible, 21, 21, 13. I don't know what's going on. So if you want to take a shot with Tobias Harris, maybe, against Brooklyn, terrible team, maybe he smartens up, gets you around 24, 25. John Lure, maybe if you don't want to go to Cole Mirotic for some reason and you need somebody cheap, maybe go John Lure here. Mirotic has way more upside, but, Lure, he's been half decent last couple games, 22 and 21. 4,200 is all you can really ask for. So might get you around 20 to 23 once again. But, if you just need that much money, center position, I think Drummond and Brook Lopez are definitely going to be going at each other. I'd probably go Brook Lopez over Drummond if that's where you would go there. So anyway, really looking at Dinwiddie, as I said. Don't mind Morris. Probably, maybe Harris if you want to take a shot, maybe John Lure if you need a punt, and maybe some Lopez. But for the most part, not too interested in this one. All righty, moving on. We got Memphis and New Orleans, 205 total, and New Orleans by 2.5. Another one of those kind of games here could go, either way. Could go really high scoring or really low scoring here. Mike Conley right away, really good option against Holiday. This guy's been straight up fire here. So Conley, really good spot. Tim Frazier, he's been starting but not in a good spot against Allen. Maybe Carter does 20. Maybe if you want to take a GPP with your Michael Green, like I said, trying to find some cheap options for you. Another guy that's up and down. Like I said, 34 and then 19. I'm really not into this game here. I guess the only one you can really look at here is Marc Gasol quite a bit. Maybe Randolph does something coming off the bench, but for the most part, not too into this one here. Davis and Cousins, not really their kind of up-tempo game. Maybe Davis still does half decent. I don't like Cousins, obviously, for obvious reasons. We said maybe Marc Gasol, but for the most part, really looking at Mike Conley in this one. That's really it. I don't really see anyone else I'm too high on in this one. So, all right, moving on. We got Golden State and Dallas, the 209 total, and Golden State by 4. So I think this one should be a good one for the most part. Golden State is coming on the back-to-back. They're not too crazy on back-to-backs. They are flying all the way to Dallas from OKC, not too far. So, but anyway, I don't mind Steph Curry. Don't mind some JJ Barea. Yogi Ferrell not really doing much anymore. Barea doing really good coming off that bench. So, I really don't mind putting in some Barea. As I said, 27 had a bad one against Philly and then 33.7 against Brooklyn. I do think Yogi Ferrell is going to get overwhelmed here with Curry, and they're going to have to bring in Barea. So I really do think Barea is going to get the more minutes here over Yogi Ferrell. So, definitely don't mind some Barea. Shooting guard, really don't mind some Klay Thompson. Once again, been pretty hot, so I don't mind putting him in there. Curry might get you 24, 25. Seth Curry, that is. Small forward, Harrison Barnes, might get you 28 to 30. A little bit against his whole team might be a little fired up a little bit. But overall, he hasn't been doing much. Draymond Green, I think he's in a pretty good spot. Yeah, he'll be going up against Harrison Barnes, but, he doesn't really score too much. But, around 33, 34 for him maybe. I don't mind Dirk Nowitzki. Only bad thing, though, is how many minutes is he going to play because Golden State likes to run fast. Dirk Nowitzki, his legs aren't too good anymore, so don't know how many minutes he can really be out there. He's not really good in those fast-paced games, but he can score quite a bit, though. And then center position, you got Nerlens Noel, Zaza, maybe some Nerlens Noel there. But for the most part, really don't mind Curry. He had a bad one last night. Might do half decent here tonight. Don't mind some J.J. Barea. I really like Klay Thompson. Don't mind Seth Curry. But that's mostly it for the most part. I said maybe take a shot with Barnes, but I don't see more than 30 from him. And then I don't mind Dirk, but like I said, that fast-paced tempo really messes with me a little bit. But, once upon a time, Dirk, likes that fast pace. So, like I said, maybe get you 28 to 30 points. Don't mind taking a shot with Dirk Nowitzki. And then, like I said, maybe some Nerlens Noel. All right, moving on. We got 3 more games. We got San Antonio and Minnesota, 205 total. And surprisingly, San Antonio only by 5 because that is, because they are on the road here. So, I do think this should be a pretty good game for the most part. I don't mind Rubio here going up against Mills and Tony Parker. Don't see the huge upside. I'd just go up to Dragic, but I don't mind Rubio either. I'm not too high on those guys. I think Kawhi Leonard for sure. I really like him. Yeah, he's going up against Wiggins, but as I said, not too many big stars out there. So, in small forwards, not pretty tonight. So, probably going to be stacking up on Kawhi. Should be a pretty good game. They're going to need Kawhi to lead them. Muhammad, not the best spot for him, but I think he can get you around 21, 22 if that's the way you need to go. Aldridge might get you around 28 to 30 here. Then I don't mind Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know if it's the fast-paced game that you're looking for, but I don't think Dedmon or Pau Gasol can really guard Towns. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Leonard once in a while was on Towns. But, I honestly probably wouldn't pay up for Towns tonight, even though I think he'll get you around 45, 50. It's way below average, but I don't think tonight's going to be a high-scoring night here overall. I think probably like a 340, 345 takes a GPP. Or, it could totally just go the opposite way. So, but anyway, mostly in this one, maybe Rubio, maybe some Patty Mills there. But for the most part, I'm looking Kawhi Leonard, maybe a little bit of Aldridge, maybe Towns if you want to go that way, but I don't think you really need to here tonight. All right, moving on. We got Milwaukee and Portland, 216 total in Portland by 5. So this should be a very good matchup here. Right away, Damian Lillard, I love him tonight. I think he's in a really good spot. Don't mind some Brogdon either. Get you around 23, 24. Don't know what's going on with Giannis. I think Giannis is going to play here. Let me see. $10,000 price is coming down a little bit. All right, so he tweaked it just a little bit. So maybe go Giannis. He hasn't been doing too good, though. 10,000, that's a little expensive. If he's 100% healthy and he says he's fine, maybe take a shot with him. But if he still has that lingering injury, don't know if you can really take a shot there. On the flip side, I really don't mind some CJ McConnell at all. I think he's in a good spot. Don't mind Middleton either. Turner's still working his way back from an injury. Don't mind El freaking Mino here. No Vonleh, actually. No one really knows who he is, but Vonleh's been playing a little bit extra. If you just need to punt your power forward position, Milwaukee not too good against power forwards. And look, this guy's been half decent, 23, 18, and 21. Nothing pretty, but he's playing bigger minutes now. He's only $3,700. That's all you really need it from a guy like that. I think he has, about 21, 22 in him here tonight against Milwaukee. And then Greg Monroe, I always like him coming off that bench. Get you around 30. I really do like him. Never usually that high owned. And Jaroslav Nurkic as well. Love both of those guys. If you want to get them in your lineups, I would definitely recommend both of those guys. Nurkic, as normal, will be like 70% owned. But Monroe probably be around 10 to 14, probably not too popular. But really don't mind Monroe coming off the bench. The Portland reserves, they really don't have a good reserve, so I think Monroe should do pretty good here. Had a bad one against Golden State, only played 17 minutes, but, like I said, I think he can get you around 25 to 30 here tonight. So really do like targeting this one quite a bit. So as I said, really like Lillard, don't mind Brogdon. Have to see what's going on with Giannis. Really like my CJ McConnell. Really don't mind Middleton either there, especially if Giannis can't go. Don't mind Alfred Camino, no Vonleh in a punt GPP position there, and Nurkic and Greg Monroe to round it out. All right, last but not least, we have the Clippers and the Lakers. All right, sorry about that. Clippers and the Lakers here to round it out. We got a 221 total and the Clippers by 8. So it is a back-to-back. So I wouldn't be surprised if Doc Rivers did rest some of their guys. So definitely watch out for that one if you're going to pick a lot of Clippers. But anyway, saying they don't sit. Chris Paul obviously in a pretty good spot. Russell had one heck of a game last time out. If Russell starts a shooting guard again, which I do think they're going to do that because, Clarkson-Russell combo did really work last time. I don't mind picking Russell, don't mind Clarkson, but Clarkson's going up against CP3. Don't mind Redick here. Small forward. Ingram, not a bad spot. Maybe 23, 24, nothing pretty here. Griffin, if you can get him in there, I think he's in a pretty good spot here. Probably get you around 45. Randall has a pretty hard matchup against Griffin, but maybe get you 26, 27. And then DeAndre Jordan for sure. Don't mind him. And then the always cheap Zubac here, $4,300. Doesn't really play the big minutes, but, he's over about 1.5 per minute kind of guy. So, $4,300, probably just punting with him. Like I said, if you get you 24, 25, that's really nice right there. As you see, we know he can definitely do that. So that's probably where I'm going to go there for my punt position. Alrighty, like I said, I think that mostly does it. Let's try and get you guys a lineup here. As normal, these are just rough draft lineups. All right, so I really did say I really like Lillard, so I'm going to put him in there. We're going to go punt the position here. Like I said, hopefully Jeremy Lin is out because I'm going to go Spencer Dinwiddie here in this situation. Gives you a little bit more money here. I'm going to go CJ McCollum here against Milwaukee. Really don't mind him. We're going to go Klay Thompson here against Dallas. Small forwards. Let me see. I'm going to spin up here. I'm going to go Kawhi Leonard and Jimmy Butler for my small forwards right there. Power forwards, I'm going to go, as I said, I really like some James Johnson. And then I'm going to go, I told you I liked him as well, Nikola Mirotic. And then I'm going to go Zubac to round it out. So I think that's a pretty good lineup overall. So anyway, like I said, really like Lillard, really good spot. Dinwiddie, if he gets a start, get you around 23, 24. McCollum, Klay Thompson, really like both of those guys. Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler. Like I said, not too many small forwards, so I really don't mind combining those two there. James Johnson, a really good matchup against Phoenix. Nikola Mirotic, bad one against Utah, but it happens. He's been pretty hot besides that Utah one, so I don't mind going back there. And then Zubac maybe get me 22, 23 there. So, alrighty, I think that mostly does it. As I said, if you're interested in premium lineups, it's only $30 for the rest of the year. Like I said, not much left for the year. We do include playoffs, so you get 4 lineups per day, 2 from me and 2 from Anthony. As normal, MLB is coming up as well. We are really excited for that. So if you're interested in premium lineups for MLB in about 2 weeks, actually, wow, it's coming pretty quick. So if you're interested in that or NBA as well, let us know. We'll get you all set up. All you have to do is email us. As normal, we will have our email in the comment section below for you guys. So, all right, guys, I think that does it. So, alrighty, guys, I think, like I said, that does it. Hopefully all you guys have a pretty good night here tonight, and hopefully you guys win some money. Alrighty, guys, see you guys later.